All right. So how do we shop? How do we go and look for this stuff? I'll tell you one thing, modern food packaging is an advertising masterpiece. They're designed to do two things. One, they deceive you with a healthy promise on the front, and then they distract you from the unhealthy truths that are hidden on the back of the package or, what's in the ingredient list. So when we're out shopping, I want to enable you guys to be able to make informed decisions. The way to do that is you have to learn how to understand labels. Now, there's really three parts to a label that you need to understand. First part's the front. We call that the billboard. That's what's on the shelf that catches your eye. The next is the nutrition facts. That's how many calories, how much fat, how much protein. And then where the rubber meets the road, the ingredient list. Most people only look at the front of the package before they make a purchase decision. But in order to really make an informed decision, you're going to have to look at all three. So what I want to do is I want to walk through a quick example with you. Potato chips. Which one do you think is healthier? Go ahead, type it in the chat bar. Let me hear you guys. Which one is healthier? Answer is, I don't know. Let's dive in. I just told you that there's three things we need to look at. Why don't we look at all three together and make a determination? All right, first thing was the packaging, the billboard. So when I look at these, I see on the classic Lay's, it's like a bright colors. It's very vibrant. The Lay's brand is huge. Looks good. When I look at the baked, the logo is smaller. They're muted colors. It looks more natural. It gives me that, I'm out in the woods type of feeling. And what is the one thing that they're trying to really yell at you with an exclamation point? Baked. These are baked. These are healthy. Now, here's what I don't know if you can see this, but look really, really close. And if you can't see it on here, next time you go to the grocery store, I want you to actually look at this. In the very lower left-hand corner of the bag, look what it says. On the classic Lay's, it says potato chips, which is what you'd expect. But on the baked, it says potato crisps. That just gives us a clue that these actually may not be potato chips, because if they were, they would say it. But based on looking at the front, I would say the baked look to me like they're probably better. I get a better feeling from them when I do that. All right, so let's take a look at the label. And underneath the word classic, that's the classic nutrient facts, and under baked, it's baked. So just take a look at calories. The calories from classic to baked go from 160 down to 120. Cool. So we've got a 40 calorie drop. Awesome. So we're going to give the check mark next to the baked. Fat goes from 10 to 2. Also, check mark baked. Sodium, 170 to 135. That's 3 in a row for the baked. Then we get to carbohydrates. Now carbohydrates, which is just odd, why would carbohydrates of the same type of potato chip jump from 15 to 23 if it's just baked? So that one goes back to the classic. And sugar, although it's still low, it more than doubled. So we're going to give that back to the classic. So after looking at this though, front of the bag I said baked, and looking at the back, the nutrition facts, I would probably say baked are still better, just because you got that calorie and fat drop and sodium. All right, so let's take a look at the ingredients. Boom. All right, the classic chips only have 3 ingredients. So it's potatoes, oil, and salt. Now granted, they're not organic potatoes and organic oil and unrefined salt. But that said, there's no carcinogens, there's no toxic additives, and there's no unpronounceable names. I can pronounce everything that's on there. The baked crisps are more like a Frankenchip, and they're not what you think. Because when I think of a baked potato chip, what I think is it's the same potato, and then they just bake it, maybe use less oil. That's not the case at all. Okay, so the ingredients are dried potatoes, cornstarch, sugar, corn oil, salt, soy lecithin, corn sugar, aka high fructose corn syrup. Now, I didn't know that these were corn chips. I didn't know these were soy chips. I didn't know any of that. I didn't even know that they were going to be putting high fructose corn syrup into these baked lays. So after taking a look at the ingredient list, to me, it's pretty obvious that the baked version isn't healthier after all, and has ingredients that are, one, linked to cancer, two, linked to diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, infertility, compromised immunity, accelerated aging, and numerous other health issues. And I think you could see like why we wouldn't want to be putting that into our kids' bodies that are extremely sensitive. And I hope this was a really good illustration for you guys of why looking at the packaging, the label, and the ingredient list is important for making good purchasing decisions for our children. Next week,